You're watching This Week in Fish and Wildlife.
Thursday morning time once again for This Week in Fish and Wildlife. Once again, we're on the road with Morgan Jacobsen from the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife and Parks. We've talked about it. General hunting season is rolling, but also trapping season is kicking off here as well. And there's some new regulations involving trapping in Montana that we probably need to talk about if you're interested in doing trapping.
Yes, Chet. So, trapping season, like you said, is just about here. And so Montana has some new trapping laws that came out of the previous legislative session. That new law says that anyone who has not purchased a trapping license in any 3 prior years needs to take a trapping education class through Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks. So there's an online class component to that. Fish, Wildlife and Parks pays for that class for people to take it, so there's no charge to the student. And then there's an in-person field day as part of that as well. And we're going to be having one of those in-person field days on November 19th here in Bozeman. So, for folks who haven't purchased 3 trapping licenses in the past, but who want to trap this fall, they need to make sure that they get those requirements fulfilled before they start trapping again this season.
I would think the website, Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife and Parks website, would have lots of information about that.
Yes, so if you go to fwp.mt.gov, click on the education tab, and then look under hunter and bow hunter and trapper education, you'll find a link to take that online course as well as get registered for the November 19th field day that we're going to have in Bozeman. Both those components, the online course and the field day, are required, and really, the field day is great because it allows gives you the opportunity to meet with trappers who are very experienced. They've been doing it for a long time. They could pass on a lot of really crucial knowledge and experience to help you as in your pursuits as a trapper. So anyway, make sure you register for that field day. Take the online course to fulfill those requirements. Another thing that trappers should be aware of is up until this point, we've had a wolf trapper education class in Montana, specifically to certify people to trap wolves. If people have taken the wolf trapper education class in the past, but have not purchased 3 prior years worth of trapping licenses, they still need to take the full trapper education class again if they want to trap wolves this season. So make sure all these requirements are on our website as well. If you're curious about whether you need to take trapper education, go to our website at fwp.mt.gov. Look at the regulations for trapping and fur bearer harvesting, and if you have any questions, give us a call.
Again, these are rules coming out of the past legislative session. Just the requirement for that again, purchasing a trapping license in the last 3 years. I think it's important to hammer that point home. This isn't for those folks who've been trapping every year, have been doing it for years and years and years. This is for people who have maybe missed a year or 2 in there.
Yeah, so if you've purchased a trapping license for any 3 years, but it has to be 3 years, and they don't need to be consecutive, right? But 3 years in the past, you're covered and sort of grandfathered into this requirement. If you have not purchased at least 3 trapping licenses, then you must take this trapper education course to be able to purchase trapping license this season. And we have a limited number of those field days. So, November 19th is the one coming up in Bozeman. So if you need to fulfill that requirement, make sure you get registered and signed up for that.
That's perfect. Morgan, thank you very much.
You bet.
And that is This Week in Fish and Wildlife.
You've been watching This Week in Fish and Wildlife.